Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. So while you focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dharma practitioners, in this ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to provide some informations for you to develop a good foundation with your meditation practice. And you always have to remember, it is not what you're listening, it is not what you're learning. When you're going to practice yourself, that practice should be more authentic to your own understanding. You have to be honest to yourself. And always you have to remember to go with your gut feelings when you practice. Because the gut feelings come out of your entire life and the environment and the very moment of connection. So if you caught up with thoughts, ideas, concept, believing, then you cannot get into this deeper inner gut feelings. Gut feelings is not kind of like thoughts. It's the very moment of connection. It's a very moment of awareness. And why this? We cannot get into that. Because as human beings, we have two different kind of nature. Shrinking and expanding. So the shrinking, it's kind of like we are more self-centered. We become very limited to our experience and we're clinging to our comfort. And we just follow only our desires. We build up a comfort zone according to our own experience. So that is one nature. It is kind of like a shrinking towards our self-centered mind. Another one is expanding. At the same time, you look for the freedom. You look, you look for the liberation. You look for the transformation. You want to be a more better person. But the thing is this both cannot work at the same time. While you want to be the same person, how you can transform yourself? While you holding to your own experience, how you can understand something new? So then, sometimes while we practice, even that practice itself we develop in our comfort zone, and deeply you slowly, deeply settle down with your self-centered mind rather than going out of it. So why it can happen? Because if you look for the comfort, and if you sit with the preconditioned mind, and if your mind already set up for a destination, and with that, when you sit with hopes, maybe your practice will bring something, but that whatever comes to you, it depends on your self-centered mind. So then remember that in the very first level, you have to recognize these two behavior of our mind: shrinking, expanding. When you settle down with the shrinking, that means settle down with your self-centered mind. Expanding means you completely transform, becoming a new person. So in between this, you have to take a very conscious decision. Otherwise, you will experience this both, and you experience kind of like your transformation happens, but it's not there like that. It is a shadow of your own self-centered mind and the self-centered view. But if you become very conscious, not to hold it to any kind of your personal desires or the memory or the preconditioned mind, and at the same time not to put any kind of goal in front of you, not to have any desire in front of you, not to have any will in front of you, but in the middle you settle down and come to the point to observe very carefully the moment of experience without putting any favor on it, and with the conscious equanimity. So if you are able to do that way, that will allow you to find the growth. Otherwise, it is our own thoughts. It's like this. Just imagine you packing your luggage. When 10 people, when the 10 people, they behave in 10 different ways. If you give 10 people to pack their bags, they put it in a different way, and they put different things. And even unpacking, they do it in different ways. And some people very organized, and when they pack things, they come to the point to understand what exactly you need. And some people, when they're packing, they cannot understand what they need, and so whatever they have, they try to put everything to bag. Just, give a bag to a child. Maybe just imagine you going to go for a picnic or vacation tomorrow. Give a bag to the child and tell, pack yourself. But when you become matured in life, you come to a point very easily, not all people, but some, very easily you can recognize what you want and what you don't want. So it is a kind of like a life experience and at the same time conscious ability. So when it comes to the deeper awareness, also the same, because always in our mind, in our head, always thoughts. So then you come to the point to recognize where you need to put the attention. In this very moment, you are practicing meditation, observing the sensation. So then can you be very limited to the sensation? Maybe other thoughts will come. But can you become very limited and stay there? When you're trying to stay there, all the desires, the burning, irritation, this all happens in you. But still, can you keep rather than resisting and fighting with it, can you keep focusing to the sensation? So that is a mental practice yourself, and then with that practice you become matured. And then you understand for the moment whatever the thoughts come. Maybe for the moment you think it is very important, but it is not like that. It is just a thought. The very life in this very moment, the happening with deeper recognition and the awareness. So if you settle down with that, you complete your life. Just imagine after this, all the drama up and down in life. So what you're going to experience? You're going to experience this moment of awareness. If you lose this, whatever you gain out of this life, not going to worth. So then in the material world, even though we trying to maintain this everything with that, but when it comes to our inner mind, out of this everything, your moment of awareness is more important. And that moment of awareness also, you have to remember, change, it is not permanent. There is not somebody permanent in you experiencing this. That experiencer also come out of that the moment by moment change. So then that when you have the clarity, then you can see that change happening moment by moment. And it cannot reverse. You cannot go backward. This is a one-way journey. You understand it. And then you come to the moment of experience and you give your best. Why? Because there is a moment come. This sunrise is going to be the last sunrise you experience. The morning going to be the last morning you're going to experience. And the afternoon going to be the last you experience. Maybe your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, it's going to be your last dinner. Sunset, it's going to be your last sunset. And maybe you say hi to somebody. And maybe you say bye to somebody. Maybe you say hello to somebody. Maybe you laugh at somebody. Maybe you make fun out of somebody. Maybe you hang out with the friends. Maybe you make a phone call and say hello to someone. But it's going to be one day come, you're going to make it kind of like the last one in your life. But we don't know when it happened, but it's going to happen. But the thing is, when it becomes the last moment, if you have the nature to settle down and shrinking, holding, grasping, what will happen in that very last moment, you become very disappointed. Why? Because Unknowingly, we develop our comfort zone under someone or something, and that comfort start to depend on others. If that way, what will happen? Your last moment going to become so disappointed. So don't find the comfort someone else under the someone else roof. It doesn't matter the material or physical. Don't try to depend on someone else, and don't try to find your happiness, your peace with something or somebody. It's going to be hard for you one day. And maybe it's going to be hard for others also. But when it comes to deeper, this conscious awareness, what will happen? You're going to recognize this moment of experience. It's totally depend on change. When you understand that, you're never going to put your hope under someone else or something. You never look to depend on somebody, especially with your emotional life, your comfort, your happiness, your security. You don't look for that. So when you get out of it, when you get out of this material, physical bondage, and it will release from the boundaries, because when you have the bond, remember, itself, it creates a boundary. You cannot get out of it. Maybe it is a smaller or bigger. Maybe it is, you don't feel like it is smaller, but still that boundary going to become a bondage. So it's like this, maybe 5 feet, 5 by 5 room. If you put in somebody and lock, and that person feel maybe little bit very difficult and look for freedom. You take that person out from that and put it to a 10 by 10 room. And then how about you take that person out from that and put inside the mansion and lock that person. But maybe that person go here and there inside that mansion, but still it's like home arrest. He's a prisoner. She's a prisoner. So like that, maybe the space can be bigger, but still we are prisoners. So like that, if you look very carefully, even though that we live in this free space, we became very prisoners to sometimes our home, our family background, our neighborhood, our city, our environment, and with our family and friends. And maybe we become very limited and prisoners to our own nation, our country, and even maybe only to the world to this earth. So like that somehow, and maybe we become very limited and prisoners to this universe. So like that, maybe that when you develop a bondage, remember, invisibly it creates boundaries. There's no way with the bondage you can be free. So then by the time you have to be matured yourself, physically, materially, even though we have connections and maintain this life, make your conscious free from that relationships. To make your awareness, make your mind free from that all the physical material environment, because your thoughts, your mind itself mean this material. Just do a test yourself. Get out all the material things out of your head, and then you will see all the emotions going to disappear. The sad, worry, fear, unhappiness, depression, anxiety, this everything come out of something related to outside world and material or physical. So if you take out that material or the physical memory from you, the picture from you, then what else you going to have in you? So that means you collected all the memory, the pictures, colors, the sound, the smell, that whatever exists outside, and you hold inside your head as a memory. So while you're holding it, if you look for the freedom, you're not going to get it. So then what you need to do, when you close your eyes, that doesn't mean you just shut down this. No, when you close your eyes means you're releasing this inner collective nature. When you settle down with the posture means you don't look for outside dependence. You don't look any outside shelter for your security, for your comfort, for your freedom, for your happiness. You become your own source, or you become your own power. At least allow it to happen while you practice sitting, because in day-to-day life, maybe our mind always go with other things, but at least when you practice, allow your mind to experience that inner freedom. It never going to weak you, it always strengthen you. And that ability, that cultivation you develop in you, little by little, help you to slowly apply to this outside world. So then freedom means it is not that you going to go from this to that. The freedom itself means releasing this inside collective behavior and just settle down with the moment of awareness, knowingly that moment of awareness also depend on change. And then you come to a point to experience in this entire universe, with this body and mind, in this outside material and physical world, there's nothing solid or permanent. This everything, moment by moment change. When you're able to understand it, what happens? Deeply, you release from this collective nature. Then there's nothing to let go. Why you have to let go? Who going to let go what? There's nothing to let go. Only thing is you have to deeply understand what you experience itself, the result of change. What you experience moment by moment with this perception is a result of change. What you experience as your awareness and what you experience as experiencer, also a result of change. And when you're able to see that, all this struggle disappear. That all this resistance disappear. And then you need to look for calm, happy, tranquility state, because itself, it arises in you. So then allow it to happen. Don't try to make anything happen. Just allow your tranquility state to happen. And when it happens, just know even that tranquility state also not permanent. So with that, we're going to practice a little bit now. So settle down yourself, please. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. Bring your attention to your body, please, and observe head to toes yourself and say Supateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please, and find the sensation. And allow it to happen itself. Just observe and recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalations as exhalations. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Supreme Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also, may all your guardian angels will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.